That's fine. I'll come in a minute. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Qul huwallahu ahad. Allahus samad. Lam yalid wa lam yulad wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. An Jabir ibn Abdullah Ansari an Fatimata Zahra alayhi salam binti Rasulillah khala سمعت فاطمة إنها خالت دخل على أبي رسول الله في بعض الأيام فقال السلام عليك يا فاطمة فقلت عليك السلام قال إني أجد في بدني ضعفا فقلت له إيذاك بالله يا أبتاه من الضعف فقال يا فاطمة إيتيني بالكساء اليماني فغطيني به فأتيته بالكساء اليماني فغطيته به وسرت انظر الیہ واذا وجوہ یتللو کان فی البدر فی لیلۃ تمامہ وکمالہ فما كانت الا ساعة واذا بولد الحسن قد اقبل وقال السلام علیک یا امہ فقلت علیک السلام یا قرۃ عینی وثمرۃ فوادی فقال یا اماہ انی اشہم عندک رائحۃ طیبۃ کأن رائحۃ جدی رسول اللہ فقلت نعم ان جدک تحت الکساء فاقبل الحسن نحو الکساء وقال السلام علیک یا جداہ یا رسول اللہ اتذن لی ان ادخل معک تحت الکساء قال وعلیک السلام یا ولدی ویا صاحب الحوض قد أذنت لك فدخل ما هو تحت الكساء فما كانت إلا ساعة وإذا بولد الحسين قد أقبل وقال السلام عليك يا أماه فقلت وعليك السلام يا ولدي ويا قرة عيني وثمرة فوادي فقال يا أماه إني أشم عندك رائحة طيبة كأن رائحة جدي رسول الله فقلت نعم إن جدك وأخاك تحت الكساء فدني الحسين نحو الكساء وقال السلام عليك يا جداه السلام عليك يا من اختار الله أتذن لي أن أدخل معك تحت الكساء فقال وعليك السلام يا ولدي ويا شافع أمتي قد أذنت لك فدخل معهما تحت الكساء فأقبل عند ذلك أبو الحسن علي ابن أبي طالب وقال السلام عليك يا بنت رسول الله فقلت وعليك السلام يا أبا الحسن يا أمير المؤمنين فقال يا فاطمة إني أشم عندك رائحة طيبة كأن رائحة أخي وابن أمي رسول الله فقلت نعم ها هو ما ولديك تحت الكساء فأقبل على نحو الكساء وقال السلام عليك يا رسول الله أتذن لي أن أكون معكم تحت الكساء قال له وعليك السلام يا أخي ويا وسيئي وخليفتي وصاحب اللواء قد أذنت لك فدخل على تحت الكساء ثم آتيت نحو الكساء وقلت السلام عليك يا أبتاه يا رسول الله أتذن لي أن أكون معكم تحت الكساء محمد قال وعليك السلام يا بنتي ويا بعثتي قد أذنت لك فدخلت تحت الكساء فلما أكتم لنا جميعا تحت الكساء أخذ أبي رسول الله بطرف الكساء وأمي بيده اليمني إلا سماء وقال اللهم إن هؤلاء أهل بيتي وخاصتي وحامتي لحمهم لحمي ودمهم دمي يؤلمني ما يؤلمهم ويحزنني ما يحزنهم أنا حرب لمن حاربهم وسلم لمن سالمهم وأدوم لمن أداهم ومحب لمن أحبهم إنهم مني وأنا منهم فجعل صلواتك وبركاتك ورحمتك وغفرانك ورضوانك على وعليهم وأزهم أذهب عنهم رجس وطهرهم تطهيرا فقال اللہ عز وجل یا ملائکتی و یا سکان سماواتی انی ما خلقت سماء مبنیتا ولا ارضا مدیتا ولا قمرا منیرا ولا شمسا مزیتا ولا فلکا یدور ولا بحرا یجری ولا فلکا یسری الا فی محبتی هؤلاء الخمسة الذین هم تحت الکساء صلی علی محمد و آل محمد. فقال امین الجبرائیل یا رب ومن تحت الکساء فقال عز وجل ہم اہل بیتی و نبوتی معدنی رسالتی ہم فاطمہ و ابوہا و بہلوہا و بنوہا صلی اللہ محمد و آل. فقال جبرائیل یا رب اتذن لی ان احبت الا الارض لیکون معهم سادسا فقال اللہ نعم قد اذنت لك فهبط الامین الجبرائیل وقال السلام علیک یا رسول اللہ الآلہ یقرئک السلام ویخسک بالتحیۃ والاکرام ویقول لک وعزتی وجلالی انی ما خلقت سماء مبنیتا ولا ارضا مدیتا ولا قمرا منیرا ولا شمسا مزیتا ولا فلکا یدور ولا بحرا یجری ولا فلکا یسری الا لاجلکم محبتکم قد اذن لی ان ادخل معکم فحال تاذن لی یا رسول اللہ فقالوا رسول اللہ وعلیک السلام یا امین یا وحی اللہ انہ نعم قد اذنت لک فدخل جبرائیل معنا تحت الکساء فقال لی ابی ان اللہ قد اوحی علیکم یقول انما یرید اللہ لا یذہب عنکم الرجس اہل بیتی ویطہرکم تطہیرا. فقال علی لأبی یا رسول اللہ اخبرنی مال جلوسنا ھذا تحت الکساء من فضل عند اللہ. فقال النبی صلی اللہ علیہ وآلہ والذی بعثنی بالحق نبیا واصطفانی برسالة نجیا ما ذکر خبرنا ھذا فی محفل من محافل اہل الارض وفیہ جمیعا من شیعتنا ومحبینا الا ونزلت علیہم الرحمۃ وحفت بهم الملائکۃ واستغفرت لهم الا ان یتفرقوا. فقال علی اللہ علیہ السلام عزا وللہ فزنا وفزنا شیعتنا ورب الکعبہ صلی اللہ محمد. فقال ابی رسول اللہ صلی اللہ علیہ وآلہ یا علی والذی بعثنی بالحق نبیا واصطفانی برسالة نجیا ما ذکر خبرنا ھذا فی محافل من محافل اہل الارض وفیہ جمیعا من شیعتنا ومحبینا وفیہم مہموما الا وفرج اللہ ہما ولا مغموما الا وکشف اللہ غما ولا طالب حاجتا الا وقص اللہ حاجتا. فقال علی علیہ السلام عزا وللہ فزنا وسعادنا وکذالک شیعتنا وفضاء وسعدنا فی الدنیا والآخرۃ ورب الکعبہ. اللہم صلی علی محمد وآل محمد. مدد اللہم صلی علی محمد وآل محمد. بارے دیگر بلند صلوات پڑھ دیجئے. تفسیر بن گئی کبھی قرآن بن گئی
تفسیر بن گئی کبھی قرآن بن گئی زینب خدا کے دین کی پہچان بن گئی زینب خدا کے دین کی پہچان بن گئی سجدے میں سر حسین نے جس دم کٹا دیا سجدے میں سر حسین نے جس دم کٹا دیا زینب حسینیت کی نگہبان بن گئی تفسیر بن گئی کبھی بآواز بلند صلوات پڑھ دیجئے سلام کے چند اشعار مرزا دبیر کے کلام ہے یہ ہے تو بہت لمبا ہے کہ 3-4 پیج کا مگر مخصوص اشعار آپ لوگوں کی سماعتوں کی نظر بآواز بلند صلوات پڑھ دیجئے سلامی کہتے تھے ظالم رلاؤ زینب کو سلامی کہتے تھے ظالم رلاؤ زینب کو کہ ذبح شیخ کو کرو اور دکھاؤ زینب کو اور اٹھا ہے رات کو تابوت اس کی اماں کا اٹھا ہے رات کو تابوت اس کی اماں کا جہاں میں دن کو کھلے سر پھراؤ زینب کو نہ جس نے دیکھی ہو بے پردگی خیر النساء نہ جس نے دیکھی ہو بے پردگی خیر النساء تم اس کو باسر عریاں دکھاؤ زینب کو اور صدائے فاطمہ آئی کہ شمر چھینے گا صدائے فاطمہ آئی کے شمر چھینے گا حسین پیارے نہ چادر اڑاؤ زینب کو فرات سے یہ لائنوں کو آتی تھی آواز فرات سے یہ لائنوں کو آتی تھی آواز ادھر سے شام کو لے کر نہ جاؤ زینب کو تڑپ رہا ہے سکینہ کے سکے کا لاشا تڑپ رہا ہے سکینہ کے سکے کا لاشا لب فرات نہ سرننگ لاؤ زینب کو کہا یہ روح ہے نبی نے مزار زہرا سے کہا یہ روح ہے نبی نے مزار زہرا سے وہ لٹ کے آئی ہے تم لینے جاؤ زینب کو اور مگر حسین کے ماتم کی جب کرو مجلس مگر حسین کے ماتم کی جب کرو مجلس تو رونے پیٹنے کو وہاں بلاؤ زینب کو اور مقطع پیش خدمت ہے دبیر حق سے کہوں گا دم سوال و جواب دبیر حق سے کہوں گا دم سوال و جواب کریں گی میری شفاعت بلاؤ زینب کو کریں گی میری شفاعت بلاؤ زینب کو سلامی کہتے تھے ظالم رلاؤ زینب کو بابا سے پہلے صلوات پڑھ دیجئے
بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم بارگاہ رب العزت میں دعا گو ہیں باقی پنجتن پاک بتوسل قائم آل محمد علیہ السلام
عجل فرجہ.
دعا گو ہیں کہ جو مومن اور مومنات مومنین اور مومنات یہاں مجلس میں موجود ہیں یا رستے میں ہیں یا کسی بھی وجہ سے نہیں آ پائیں گے، اور جہاں جہاں مومن و مومنات دنیا بھر میں آباد ہیں، پروردگار ان سب کی ہمارے مقامات مقدسہ کی حفاظت فرمائے،
الہی آمین.
سوائے غم حسین کے اور کوئی غم نہ دے،
الہی آمین.
غم حسین میں حصہ لینے کی بڑھ چڑھ کے توفیق عطا فرمائے. رب العزت ہمارے تمام مقامات مقدسہ کی حفاظت فرمائے، تمام مومن و مومنات کو زیارت نصیب فرمائے. حضرت علی حسن کو فروغ ملے. نعرہ صلوات بابا زندہ.
اللہم صلی علی محمد محمد وعجل فرجہ.
رشتہ غم سرور سے لگا رکھا ہے، رشتہ غم سرور سے لگا رکھا ہے، جز پنجے تنے پاک کے کیا رکھا ہے، جز پنجے تنے پاک کے کیا رکھا ہے. ہم مر گئے ہوتے غم سرور کی قسم، ہم مر گئے ہوتے غم سرور کی قسم، اس مرثیہ خانی نے جلا رکھا ہے، رشتہ غم سرور سے. صلوات محمد و آل محمد.
محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجہ.
حاصل جسے آقا کی حضوری ہو جائے، دنیا کی بلاؤں سے دوری ہو جائے. وہ کیا صلی علی مجلس پر نور حسین، وہ کیا صلی علی مجلس پر نور حسین، ناری بھی یہاں آئے تو نوری ہو جائے. حاصل جس آقا کی. صلوات محمد و آل محمد. ربط مرثیہ کے لیے سورس کا انتخاب کیا. اس کے بعد انتخاب کے ساتھ کیونکہ قبلہ تشریف لا چکے ہیں، مرثیہ کے چند نعرہ صلوات باواز بلند.
اللہم صلی علی محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجہ.
مر جائے جو فرزند تو کیا چارہ ہے، ہاں مرگے علاج دل صد پارا ہے، اصغر کو لٹا قبر میں کہتے تھے حسین، عقب اصغر کو لٹا قبر میں یہ کہتے تھے حسین، آرام کرو اب یہی گہوارہ ہے، مر جائے جو فرزند تو۔ فاتحہ۔ بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم۔ اے صاحب الزمان یہ زمانہ علم کا ہے، اے صاحب الزمان یہ زمانہ علم کا ہے، آدھا کو رنج شاہ شہیداں کے غم کا ہے، آدھا کو رنج شاہ شہیداں کے غم کا ہے، دشوار ذکر کشتہ درد و علم کا ہے، ہم کو سہارا آپ ہی کے ایک دم کا ہے، ہم کو سہارا آپ ہی کے ایک دم کا ہے، ورد زباں دعا ہے ظہور امام کی، آئے وہ دن کے راہ کھلے انتقام کی، پہلے بطول آئیں گے محشر میں بے قرار، آہوں سے کانپ اٹھے گا جب ہی عرش کر دے گا، پر آمد حسین ہے تصویر انتشار، سب قافلہ بساط میں طفل شیر خوار، سب قافلہ بساط میں طفل شیر خوار، وہ ایک تازہ حشر وہ معصوم کا بیان، عادل کی بارگاہ میں مظلوم کا بیان، نوحہ کریں گے عرصہ محشر میں خاص و عام، حال اپنا جب کریں گے بیان شاہ تشنہ کا، اے مومنو یہ غور و تامل کا ہے مقام، کیا کیا کہیں گے داد رسے خلق سے امام، کیا کیا کہیں گے داد رسے خلق سے امام، کعبے میں آنا اہل حرم کو لیے ہوئے، جانا بلا کے دشت میں حج بے حج کیے ہوئے، جانا بلا کے دشت میں بے حج کیے ہوئے، شور شورش وہ فوج شام کی وہ سرزمیں اداس، شہزادیاں مدینے کے جنگل میں بے ہوا، مہمانوں کی وہ دل شکنی وہ ہجوم یا بچوں کا ساتھ اور کئی دن کی بھوک پیاس، عاشور کو حسین کا دل چاک ہو گیا، لاشوں کا ایک ڈھیر سرے خاک ہو گیا، روئے ہر ایک ناصر و یاور کی لاش پر، قاسم یتیم حضرت شبر کی لاش پر، لاشوں پہ بھانجوں کے برادر کی لاش پر، بن بیاہ نوجوان علی اکبر کی لاش پر، وہ تیر ظلم غرملے نابکار کا، حضرت کی گود اور لہو شیر خوار کا، اللہ سے کہے گا وہ مظلوم اپنا حال، وہ زخم کھا کے گھوڑے سے گرنا دم زوا، سینے کا ایک درد شمر کی سینے کا درد شمر کی سختی زمین لا، پانی کا سنگ دل سے دمے واپسی سوا، پانی کا سنگ دل سے دمے واپسی سوا، بے آب تیغ خشک گلا وہ مصیبتا، وہ بعد قتل رنج و بلا وہ مصیبتا، بے آب تیغ خشک گلا وہ مصیبتا، وہ بعد قتل رنج و بلا وہ مصیبتا، وہ بعد قتل رنج و بلا وہ مصیبتا، اے صاحب الزمان یہ زمانہ علم کا ہے۔
جزاک اللہ بھائی،
تھینک یو بیٹا۔
دیگر نعرہ سلوات۔ Tonight's Majlis topic is interfaith and interfaith marriages, the advantages and the disadvantages of that, and also today earlier the WhatsApp group, you should have all received the feedback and Q&A form. So if you have any questions, tomorrow there will be a Q&A session just after the Majlis. So please add the questions if you don't want to ask tomorrow, but do it today. Awaz buland aa raha hai salwa. بارے دیگر نعرہ سلوات۔
رحم اللہ من قرأ الفاتحہ۔ Please recite one more Fatiha for Sayyid Iqbal Hussain, son of Sayyid Khairat Hussain. Al-Fatiha. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah awwalihi bila awwalin kana qablah wa akhirihi bila akhirin yakunu ba'dah. الذي قصرت عن رؤيته أبصار الناظرين وأجزت عن نعته أوهام الواصفين، ثم الصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا حبيبنا وطبيب نفوسنا أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين أبي القاسم محمد وعليه الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المظلومين، ولعنة الدائم على أعدائهم وغاصبي حقوقهم ومنكري فضائلهم أجمعين من الآن إلى قيام يوم الدين. أما بعد، قال الله الحكيم في محكمه الكتابه المجيد: بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الناس إنا خلقناكم من ذكر وأناثى وجعلناكم شعوبا وقبائل لتعرفوه إن أكرمكم عند الله أتقاكم إن الله عليم خبير. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Hujurat, verse number 13, Ya ayyuhan nas, O people. Quran addresses Ya ayyuhal ladina amanu, Ya ayyuhan nas, Ya ayyuhal muslimin. So it kind of addresses to different communities, right? So, Ya ayyuhal insan, and there is a purpose when it uses that fashion. For example, it says Ya ayyuhal ladina amanu, when it's particularly to mu'mineen, Ya ayyuhan nas, it's for everybody. It says inna, certainly, khalaqnakum, we have created you in male and female, zakarin wa unasa, and we have placed وَجَعَلْنَاكُمْ شُعُوبًا وَقَبَائِلًا, and made you into peoples and tribes, qabail, different tribes, so that لِتَعْرَفُوا, so that you may get to know one another. So the purpose of putting you in different tribes, in different groups, is so that you do لِتَعْرَفُوا, so that you know. Now here, some of the exegists, they say that لِتَعْرَفُوا, تَعْرَفُهُ, not you each other, لِتَعْرَفُوا, to really know Allah better. Okay, like for example, we have this style of azadari, Sos Khani, Marsiya Khani. Some other Qabila, Shia group, they say Imam Hussain in this way. Oh, mashallah, it's different to that. So through this, what we are doing, we are increasing the love of Imam Hussain. So Allah have made you in different tribes, in different nations, in different groups, so that through that you know Allah more. Either you appreciate the differences and know Allah more, or you learn something from them and you learn Allah more. Right? You understand more about the reality, about the existence of God, about humanity, and you learn that from them, that it never occurred to us as such, and through which in this journey you will know Allah more. Right? So لِتَعْرَفُوا إِنَّ أَكْرَمَكُمْ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ, what is of value in near Allah is atqakum, is your God-wariness and God consciousness. Now this is very important. I may be a Muslim, but my God consciousness is zero. But there is a Christian whose God consciousness is a lot. So inna akramakumul indallah is not Islamakum, is atqakum, is God-wariness and God consciousness. I'm a Muslim and I cheat, but there's a Christian next door, he has another shop, he is very fair. Why? Because he fears God. So inna akramakumul indallah atqakum, not inna akramakum indallah islamakum. Is that taqwa? Is that taqwa? Right? And inna allaha alimun khabir, and Allah is khabir. Khabir means that Allah knows the particulars of what is in our heart. This is khabar. Khabir, khabar comes from that. And alim as well. There's ilm and there's alim. As all knowing and all aware. He is ba khabar. He has that knowledge. What type of knowledge? That minute knowledge. A doctor, when you go, he has knowledge of the science. But a mariz goes, a patient goes, he has tummy problem. So he focuses his knowledge that generally he has on that peculiar. That's alim. Okay. So Allah has have that minute understanding of your intentions. He has that knowledge. Inna akramakum indallah atqakum. Now, as the topic of ours today is interfaith and intrafaith. Interfaith means that dialogue between the people of different faiths and Islam and Muslims. And also, intrafaith means that within Muslims, such as Sunnis, Shiis, different branches of Sunnism that is there, sects actually, not branches, sects of Sunnism that's there. That's called intrafaith. Now, in another beautiful verse, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that وَلَوْ شَاءَ اللَّهُ, if Allah wanted, وَلَوْ شَاءَ اللَّهُ لَجَعَلَكُمْ أُمَّةً وَاحِدَةً. If Allah really wanted, Allah could have, made you all like one ummah, one religion. No need for different religions and whatnot, right? If Allah wanted, He had willed, He would have made you one nation, united in religion, but He intended to test you, right? وَلَكِنْ لِيَبْلُوَكُمْ فِي مَا آتَاكُمْ. Test you from what He has given you. He has given me the faith of Islam. He has given me the faith of Judaism or Christianity or whatever. So He's testing me through that. لِيَبْلُوَكُمْ. So there's imtihan for everybody. As we say, only Muslims, and also among them Muslims, only Shias, and only in Shias, only the Wilai, and only in that, only me. We'll go in Jannah, no one else. That's how we are. Only Shias. This is self-righteousness, which is a sin, then worse than a sin. Ujb. A person who is self-righteous is worse than sin. Ujb is an attribute, is a quality. If a person gets that, it's worse than sin. It's worse than committing a sin. It's only me, no one else, right? No. It's not Jannat, it's not miras as such, it belongs to, it's an inheritance of my father, and no one else can go except me, right? So, He says, لِأَبْلُوَكُمْ, Allah will test al-khayrat ilallah. About what? About, He has given you, and so raise to all that is good. One have to go towards all khairat, what is good. And He will then inform you concerning that over which you used to differ. جَمِيعًا فَيُنَبِّئُكُمْ بِمَا كُنْتُمْ فِيهِ تَخْتَلِفُونَ. And He will inform you about the ikhtilafat that was there. So Allah wanted, He could have created all, Muslims, all Muslims. No need of Christians or Jews. If He wanted, He could have. He's clearly saying that. But He did not. He created in such a fashion that, so that to see, so that they are tested, so that who does khairat? Who goes towards good? There's a Christian, he is going towards good, to voice their opinion against injustice that is taking place. But there is me, morning, okay, Fajr, Jamaat, Zohar, Namaz, Asar, but when it comes to khairat, nothing to do with me, I'm doing my Namaz, Roza. And these were the people, when Imam Hussain called them towards khairat. There's that Wahab, that John, those who are nothing from there, not Maslak Sunni. Zuhair was a Usmani Maslak. But he went towards khairat when that call came. Right? When Imam Zamana will come and call, people will go towards that khair. Right? The youths will go because they know this is justice, this is truth, this is good. Regardless, they may not know that person is the grandson of Zahra as such. But what he's saying makes sense. And if I'm stuck in my colors, oh no, I'm Christian, I shouldn't be listening to what is that? No, then that is not right. That is sort of, how shall I say, that's being in a way racist, in a way stopping what is good. You have to have that open heart towards good, towards khairat. And one will go towards it. That's what will happen with Wahab. He was a Christian, but Imam Hussain said, okay, they don't know who's Hussain. He himself introduced, Imam Hussain himself, I'm the grandson. This is my cause, this is what I'm doing. Right? And then in another verse of the Quran, it says, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَالَّذِينَ هَادُوا وَالصَّابِئِينَ وَالنَّصَارَى مَنْ آمَنَ بِاللَّهِ وَالْيَوْمِ الْآخِرِ وَعَمِلَ صَالِحًا فَلَا خَوْفٌ عَلَيْهِمْ وَلَا هُمْ يَحْزَنُونَ. Certainly from those who believe, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا. Now usually when we say إِنَّ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا, we are talking about Muslims here. But it's a question of belief. See, one of the issues that we face, Allama Tabatabai, when he finishes Tafsirul Mizan, the best tafsir that one can ever imagine, a tafsir of Quran by Quran. He says, who knows this word of Allah? Allah knows best. It's not a riwayat, or it's not a hadith, or not a philosopher. Allah have sent this Quran, then Allah should explain what these verses are. So he does tafsir of Quran with Quran. For example, there is a verse which says that, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu ittaqullaha wa kunu ma'as sadiqin, Surah Tawbah, right? O people who have brought iman, be muttaqi. Okay, be muttaqi and wa kunu ma'as sadiqin. Sadiqin, who are sadiqin? Now Quran explains somewhere who are sadiqin. Now yes, these sadiqin may fit to the criteria in history to Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam. But the Quran should explain who is sadiqin. Give those qualities of sadiqin. Yes, we may see that, okay, this quality of sadiqin is Amirul Mu'mineen. That is something else. Quran may not say, take the name of Amirul Mu'mineen. And it hasn't. But when it's saying these are the sadiqin, we say, there's nobody but this. So and Allah have given me the aql. It's not like giving mouth feeding. Then what's the question of test then? Then everybody should have been Muslims, like as the Quran says that he hasn't made. We have to have that sort of talash, koshish, try ourselves, and then go towards it. Then that is valuable. Something that's given free of nothing is no valuable. You have to do something. Even like, for example, if somebody passes the test, there's a prize for that person. No prize for everybody. Okay, what value is that, right? So the Quran, Allama Tabatabai has done a tafsir, which is Quran the Quran, which actually he says that this is the methodology of doing tafsir of my teacher, Sayyid Ali Qazi Tabatabai. He taught this tafsir to him. So Allama says that in every era there should be new tafsir of Quran, right? There should be new tafsir in accordance to the understanding of the advancement and of the community and of the society. Why? Now here I add here, because see, Quran is what? Quran is the word of Allah. It's Quran and is the word of Allah, and at the same time the creation is what? Is manifestation of Allah. There is takween. Takween means the metaphysical reality of Allah. Takweeni, metaphysical, takween. And there is tashri. Quran is more of a tashri. And there is takween. And there has to be a relationship with the tashri and takween. Although Quran is takweeni as well, because metaphysical is the word of Allah, no doubt, right? But as there is takween, and takween is always new, right? Always developing, always new, apparently. We could see that with our face, on our face, with our eyes, the takweeni aspect, right? Because we see how knowledge develops, advances, and we understand things, right? As it says that insan is made out of clay, out of this earth, Allah says. Now, this means that all of those elements that are on earth should be in us. And recently they found an element that in the brain we have the gold as well. The new discovery. Right? Neuroscience, if you look at it, their theories and understanding, then if you look at the ilm and nafs, it matches what the Quran is talking about, right? Because new discoveries are happening, so that's takween, that's outside. Now this should be synchronized with that Quran, because Quran is also have that deeper meaning which we don't know. There are 70 batan, and these 70 inner meanings have 70 inner meanings. It's an ocean of knowledge. Allama Tabatabai, when he finished his tafsir, he said, I just have reached the shore, sahel of the Quran, what Quran is. I haven't even gone to the depth of it. And that tafsir itself is so deep. You know what I mean? It's very deep. It's a word of Allah. How can? There's a hadith from the 5th Imam, Imam Baqir alayhi salam. He says, on the day of judgment, a young lad, beautiful looking young lad, will pass through different ranks. There's the ranks of Salihin. Everybody will look at this. Who's this young man? I've seen him somewhere on the day of judgment. He will pass, then he will pass the Shuhada. All Shuhada say, who's this man? Maybe it's some Shaheed. We have seen him somewhere. There are different levels of Shuhada. The Shuhada died, on an island surrounded by the water. The Shuhada died with wounds. The Shuhada, first Saf, first rank Shuhada. All these different ranks, this young lad is passing, this young man. And everybody is looking at it, we know this person, but we can't even name him exactly. Then it goes Anbiya. Anbiya passes, Awliya, all Anbiya saying, they say, let's ask the Afzalul Anbiya, Khatamun Nabiyeen, Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So let's ask, who's this? To the Prophet, he should know. And eventually it passes through this rank and the Prophet and reaches to the Arsh of Allah and stands right in front of Allah. And the Prophet says that this is no one but the Quran. That was amongst you, you know somehow, but you don't know exactly. Right? No, we have unfortunately been a bit lazy, when it comes to the recitation of the Quran. Tomorrow I'll talk about a hadith of Mu'min, which comes from the 11th Imam Hassan Askari alayhi salam, because it's the Shab al-Shahadat of Imam Hassan Askari. In any case, right? So Allama says that there should be interpretation every 10 years at least, new interpretation with deeper understanding. But we are just stuck in those things, and even those things that we are stuck, we don't even understand. Right? It's very unfortunate. And then when we are in that sort of, air, we completely in ignorance and arrogance reject many things. Oh, what is this? What are you talking about? Where do you get this from? Why? You know what I mean? Whether that be Sharia, because Sharia seems to be more conservative, right? Or whether that be in i'tiqadat, whether that be in akhlaqiyat, whether that be in kalam, theology, philosophy, and many other things. We kind of like, what is this? It's a new thing. What are you talking about? You just don't talk about this. This place is not for that. For example, this blaming and naming and whatnot, right? Baba, you don't understand. Just kind of open that heart, right? So here, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu. Now this verse says amanu. But what does this really amanu mean? Is it really Islam or one those who believe? Because the Prophet says that a person is not without a belief. Every person who is born is a believer. He believes. Even a person who says, I don't believe in God, who's an atheist. This atheist is a believer. He believes not believing in God. That itself is a belief. So it's really stupid to say that I don't believe in anything. No, you believe. It's not possible. Just like as we were saying, 3 is odd and it has to be odd. You cannot argue that 3 is not an odd number. Essentially it's odd. So every person is a believer. Now, there could be false belief. That is something else we are talking about. As a believer is a believer. He believes. And that's what is it's important to really challenge the belief, upgrade the belief, right? So here, innal ladina amanu, those who believe, wal ladina hadu, and those who are Jews, and the sabi'in was sabi'in, wal nasara, and the Christians, wa amana billah, and whosoever believe in Allah and the last day and acts righteously, wa amila salihan. So these different categories Allah is clearly pointing out to is a verse of Quran. Wa amila salihan fala khawfun. They don't need to worry about anything. They don't need to fear. Walahum yahzanun, and they don't need to be in grief or in sorrow. Once again, he has fear and sorrow. Fear is what? And sorrow is what? There's difference in fear and sorrow. Fear is from something that you do not know. That's the metaphysical reality of fear, is that. Having no knowledge gives you fear. Right? For example, it's a dark room. I know it's my room, but if it's dark, I am afraid of going inside. I fear to go inside. Maybe I may fall, maybe something will happen, maybe somebody there. But I turn the light on, the knowledge comes to me. So no longer fear there. So all fears is because of no knowledge. So we have to increase our knowledge to get rid of fears. Right? Why people afraid of death? Because they don't have knowledge. Because death is nothing but perfection, and Kamal is beautiful. Death is the most pleasing thing ever. Because when a person, how many ghusl you give when you die? 3 ghusl, right? One of the ghusl is what? Is janabat. Because when that mayyat leaves, it becomes junub. That's the most pleasing feeling that a person has when he becomes junub. They give him that ghusl because it's beautiful. Because he doesn't know. Right? He doesn't have that knowledge and understanding. If there is knowledge, then why not? Is Amirul Mu'mineen waiting? Don't we have those hadiths that every Mu'min when he leaves, Amirul Mu'mineen will come, Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam will be there, he will be seeing them. How more beautiful than that can be? Don't we all want right now to be in the haram of Hazrat Amir? Yes, that's haram. You're talking about Hazrat Amirul Mu'mineen coming and attending. Don't we want to go? But we are afraid, we are fearful because we don't have that knowledge. So fear is that. وَلَا خَوْفٌ عَلَيْهِمْ وَلَا هُمْ يَحْزَنُونَ, and they will not have huzn. Huzn is sorrow. Sorrow is when we lost the opportunity. Oh man, the houses were so cheap at that time. I should have bought it. This is sorrow. This is sorrow. This is huzn. So on the day of judgment, oh, we had that opportunity to go attend the majlis, to do the matam, to participate, to volunteer, to help. But I lost it, right? I could have been the close servant of Hazrat Zahra Salamullah Alayha because Bibi, the majlis is her majlis. The majlis, she is the bani of the majlis of Imam Hussain. And whosoever works and serves, they are close servant of Bibi. So I could have got that opportunity. She would be, thanking us, rewarding us, definitely. But I didn't. Oh, I should have, right? Volunteered, done something for my community. That's huzn, right? So now in this verse of the Quran, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَالَّذِينَ هَادُوا وَالصَّابِعُونَ وَالنَّصَارَى مَنْ آمَنَ بِاللَّهِ وَالْيَوْمِ الْآخِرِ وَعَمِلَ صَالِحًا فَلَا خَوْفٌ عَلَيْهِمْ وَلَا هُمْ يَحْزَنُونَ. No, nothing to fear. Nasara is there, Yahud is there. It's a verse of the Quran. Now, definitely, other verses points out to inna, for example, inna ad-deena inda Allahi al-Islam. The only thing near Allah, the deen, that is Islam. But the point is of understanding these verses. Islam is taslim, is surrendering to the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? Whenever a person surrenders, is it possible that a person who does not believe in Islam as such, but he surrenders to the will of Allah. Where Allah clearly says, وَآمَنَ بِاللَّهِ, he believes and he surrenders. He has done taslim to that. What's fault with him that he's not been introduced to Islam the way it should have been introduced? The only Muslim he met was who fooled him and tricked him and ran away with the money that was given to him, right? But he believes and he surrenders and he does khairat. He will be preferred and loved and liked by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala more than a Muslim who is corrupt, right? So the point is that interfaith, these things, you know, my style, you have seen that I kind of introduce the discussion so that there's room to discuss these things, right? Because usually you say, oh, what's the need? Why Christians? Why? Well, we are in the community where it is very important to protect our faith, right? And they themselves as well were the first initiator. If you look at the history of interfaith, you find it was actually Christians who initiated this. But if you look at the Prophet, it was a Prophet, you know, who welcomed the Christians and the Jews and discuss with them. The whole Quran is what? You know, tell to the Yahud, go look in your book. This is what our book is saying. This is what the Quran is saying. This is the story of Yusuf. This is Bani Israel, Bani Israel, Bani Israel. Christian, because Jews were there, the people of the book were there. Dialogue, discussion, inviting them. You know, pray, Masjid al-Nabawi. Prophet allowed in Masjid al-Nabawi for the Christians to pray. They prayed in the Masjid al-Nabawi. Prophet allowed them. Quran says they came and Prophet expressed his opinion. Or Quran talks about it in regards to Trinity, in regards to, it's very important, right? Now, obviously, you know, there's a lot of element of fear. Oh, what will happen now? Our kids are going to Christian schools or secular schools, and there's already this going on, and then here in the masajid, if you're not conservative as such, then the children may lose the faith, for example. Oh, make your faith stronger. You know, teach our children. Give them that insight that look how God is introduced by Hussain. Look what Hussain have done for Tawheed, for God. Look what On and Muhammad have sacrificed. Teach them that. Educate them in that. Then there's no fear that, oh, on contrary, you know, they will be the representative of Islam, of Tashayyu amongst them. That, how come you guys are different? And this has been the case. If you look at the history, for example, of Muslims in India, in other places, and even today as well, Shias particularly, is looked by a different glass, you know, by a different sort of perspective in regards to Shias, because they have that element of love and care and kindness in India particularly. Right? Whenever there is riots, I don't know about now, it's like extremists right now. I mean, but in olden days, that's how it used to be. If there be any riot, they will say, no, this house they will mark it. You know, in Banaras, in different places, they will mark it. This is a Shia house. Don't think will be done to these people. Why? Because of their akhlaq, because of how they represent it, because of Imam Hussain, because of that love, because of what they have received from Imam Hussain. You know, in Hyderabad, there's a very big procession called the alam goes on the elephant, Bibi ka alam. The Hindus will come and throw their children under the feet of the camel, of the elephant, so that the child should have shifa, and they get shifa, right? So that is interfaith, that is relationship, that is honoring them, asking them to come. Hussaini Brahmins are another example, you know, in India, right? So we have to keep our doors open. And for that, in order to do that, we have to have a very deep understanding of our religion. And at the same time, investigating the Tao that can be named is no Tao. Master Lao say, Master Lao Tzu, you know, the founder of Taoism, he says the Tao that can be named is no Tao. Which is, Amirul Mu'mineen says, Allah, if it can be given any attribute, that's not Allah. Allah is without, nothing. You get rid of all sifat. You cannot give any attributes to Allah. He's beyond all attributes. That's Taoism. The whole principle of Taoism is that, right? You know, what do you call, Tai Chi Ching, or for example, they have this principle of doing nothing. They say, do nothing, everything will get done. That's not laziness. Doing nothing, according to Islam, yes, is exactly the Islamic principle, because it's not you who are doing. It is Allah who is making you do that. It is Allah's work. So you should be thankful to Allah and regard that work as not yours. I have done nothing. It's a tawfiq that Allah have given me. I have done nothing. It's not mine. It's not my nafs. That's what doing nothing means in Taoism. That you go away from your nafs. Right? Buddhism, Hinduism, you name it. Right? Christianity, Judaism, the principle. I mean, if you look at it from a horizontal perspective, not from the vertical perspective, because from the vertical perspective, Adam was a Muslim, Musa was a Muslim, Isa was a Muslim, our Prophet, they were all Muslims, the Quran says, from a vertical point of view. But from a horizontal historical point of view, the Tawheed and the Tawheedi understanding was brought by the Bani Israel, by the Jews, from a horizontal perspective, right? They talked about Tawheed. They talked about, because there was idol worship, there were different type of worship that existing at that time. What was happening in Egypt, for example. Yes, we say Musa was Muslim, no doubt, right? But if you look at from a horizontal historical perspective, that's the religion that came first, Abrahamic faith that we talk about, right? So there is some sort of room should be given for that sort of relationship to take place, right? We are missing on that. And the future society, the future community where the 12th Imam will come, also have that understanding, that closeness, right? Should be celebrated. Those relationships should be celebrated, and long relationships for the betterment of what? Of our children. Their churches, their synagogues, temples are also suffering. Temples suffering with fundamentalism that we see today, unfortunately, in India. Right? Is that good? Is that advanced? Is that developed? Fundamental thinking, radical thinking? No. That's becoming barbaric. That's becoming, not a civilized person. Religion's been attacked from a secular perspective. Understanding, this place is this country allows us. It doesn't have that sort of assertive secularism. There are two types of secularism. There's assertive secularism, there's passive secularism. Assertive secularism is in France. This is passive secularism we have here. That they allow religion, they in a way promote and help religion, charity, so on and so forth. Because they understand. Some are assertive secularism. Even there we have to look at why they are assertive. Because how those kings had that authority, and whatever they say, people should suffer, listen, whatever. That kind of backlash, that kind of made those people to react in that way. And they are in that way. So we should say, okay, fine, let's see where we can meet. You know what I mean? That comes with knowledge, understanding, discussion, research, right? So, therefore, it's very important, our communities. Now, prior to that is the point of educating ourselves as well. I introduced a module 3 years ago in the Hausa, because I teach there, and also I'm the program leader, called Religions of Man. I hope the feminists do not like this religions of man, because they are very particular. It should be religions of human beings, Even if Dr. Houston Smith mentions this in the preface of the book when he reprinted it, called by naming it world religions, religions of the world rather than religions of man. The first he wrote religions of man. Anyway, so here, religions of man, which talks about different religions. I introduced that module, and I taught, and I used that as a textbook itself of Dr. Houston Smith. He was a perennial philosopher. If you look at it in YouTube, he died. May Allah bless his soul. He was reciting Surah Hamd, And he says, I recite Surah Hamd every day in Arabic and in English before I sleep. Right? He's a good friend of Sayyid Hussain Nasr as well. Nasr is from the students of Allama Tabatabai. He's in America. You know, he is also chair as well. There's good lectures, and his books are very important for the youth to consider and to look into, as we spoke about, you know, book club and all that. These books should be read. Because like I said, you know, books by Shaykh Mutahari, Imam Khomeini, Allama Tabatabai, those are very good books. And the translation sometimes is a bit, you know, we don't understand. The people who have studied here, they say, what is this grammatical error, mistake? And it doesn't, it goes out of the, you know, there's no that interest, you know. It's a bit dry, you know. So therefore, our youth, they need to read scholars who studied in the Western universities, and they write in English, not in Arabic or Farsi, and that is translated, you know. Somebody who writes in English is different flow there, right? So therefore, you have good scholars such as Sayyid Hussain Nasr. I would recommend you guys to read him. You know, William Chittick, I would recommend him, you know, you guys to read him. Murata, so on. There are, inshallah, probably when we have Q&A, we can discuss these things and how to follow up, right? So, therefore, you know, Salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So after the first term, I taught that book, and in the feedback, I had a student who joined the Hawza, 18-year-old. Yeah. Hawza, he came to the Hawza, he's studying, right? And you know, I don't want to name or give the background even. He joined the Hawza. And then he said to me at the end of the term, when I entered the Hawza, I saw Imam Sadiq like this. But after entering the Hawza, I saw Imam Sadiq like this. Right? It's very unfortunate that we are either afraid or we are too arrogant or what, that we don't engage in discussing religions. Right? Or sects even. Right? You know, even sects, we jump the gun. We are very quick to make judgments and criticize. And at the same time, we don't want to be judged and criticize. What is this? You guys go there and kiss this, you know, what is bid'ah, you know. We don't like that. But on the contrary, we do the same thing in a bit of a soft way. Because we are Shias, you know, we do a bit soft. In a subtle way we do it. Latafat, hunar to hamare paas hi hai na bhai. You know, we have that hunar, you know, the sweetness is with us. You know, Ahle Sunnah go like, okay, ek maar do tukde, you know, Shia is, you know. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So therefore, you know, we are quick, but we got to give that room. And the Masumeen were like that. Ibn Muljim was brought, he said, untie this guy. Look how intimidated this person is. Imam Ali was attacked by him. The milk is brought to Imam, he said, give it to him, take care of him. You know, he's a foreigner here. Right? That's how they were. That's how they treated their enemy. Very open. Person comes and bad mouths Siddiq Kubra in front of Imam Hassan and Mushtawa. He said, you look foreign, come. Say, let's speak. Let's talk. Right? If it was me, I was like, what are you talking about? You know, if I have a sword, I will just, right, kill him or do something, you know. Why? Because he's disrespecting, you know, Bibi. I'll be very quick on it. You know, we are too in that way. We need to be calm. We need to educate ourselves, our communities. Give that opportunity even in the interfaith, as I was, you know, mentioning that. Ahl Sunnah, some people from childhood, they have no understanding at all about it. You know, when I had a Sunni friend, you know, in high school, they said, for us, we used to say that don't drink water at Shia house, because they spit in the water and they give this house. I mean, what can you say to this person? This is how it has been, they've been fed that way. You have to give that space to them. Before that, we kind of start attacking, you know, in a nasty way, not even in a respectful way, using foul language sometimes that we see. You know, the Imams, they never did that, right? Even if they have to say something, you know, Very peculiarly, particularly was small groups that they spoke about these things. Or in a different way they said that. There should be a, tabarra is part of our creed, is part of our faith. Tawalla and tabarra is part of it. Without it, it's not. Everything that we have in our faith, it's natural. Tawalla and tabarra is something that is natural. Tabarra is what? To get rid of something that is evil, to not like it. Aqiq becomes aqiq, gold becomes gold because of that. It does tabarra. It goes away from that is filth and becomes precious. That's tabarra. That's what tabarra means. To get rid of that, recognize evil, and we don't want that. It has to be far. So even tabarra, for example, when we go to Hajj, Allah says, Muzdalfa, take this one can you hit. But people go crazy when they look shaitan. Oh, they do throw everything, their shoes, their ihram. Somebody have an umbrella, he throws that umbrella. It's not counted. You have to take that stone from there, and that is barat. Though you have to do it the way Allah wants tabarra to be. So we have to do it the way Ahlul Bayt wants it to be. Amirul Mu'mineen sent Aisha with respect, with the hijab. And even those soldiers who went with her to Medina, she complained, look, Ali sent me with na mahram. When they undressed, they were all women. The whole soldiers who went from Siffin to Medina were covered, they veiled, they thought they were men, but when they reached, they unveiled themselves, they were all women. Right? So we have to, yes, tabarra is there, but we have to have those etiquettes and adab. And now there is no time, bahs fiqhi, as the questions were asked to marry this and that. It's very important. We are a minority. We are a minority in minority. All right? And we have suffered in the past, and we're still suffering. Okay? Right now, the question is not politics or Iran or this and that. And the question is Shia. 20 million walk, peaceful walk. Not a single channel reports. I mean, come on. Still today, you apply for a job in Saudi Arabia. If you write Shia, they reject you. No matter how qualified you are. This is how we are. So what does that mean? This means that we gotta keep our faith, our iman, our identity strong. And be conservative. Marrying Sunni, Shia. I'm sorry. Because the problem may happen. The possibility is there, right? We give the possibility or not. Yes, it is there. Particularly if it's a male to a female. Although Maraje may allow, and they are allowing it. I'm not saying that. But there should be some sort of criteria. Who am I? I'm the believer of Ali ibn Abi Talib. And my children are believer of that. And they've been brought up that way. When it comes that I'm going to the university, is a Sunni boy or a Sunni girl, not for me. That's where things happen. You get to fall in love, this happened, that happened, and then, oh, it's okay. And they come to parents also, Baba, what to do now? Moulana Sahab, kya kare? Ho gaya abhi, pad de nikah. Okay, theek hai, Moulana Sahab bhi nikah pad dein, kya kare? It should be from before that. You, A-levels, college, university, before you go, no. Sunni girl you like, not for me, no matter what. I will never get married my whole life. That should be that. Okay? No, community. We have to build a community because we are suffering. Right? Although it's allowed, yes, allowed. Ahle Kitab, Christian, morning Christian, makruh. Ihtiyat wajib. It's okay. What about female marrying a Christian boy? Because usually they say, a male marrying a female girl. All right? They say it's okay, it's makruh, it's not that good. It's all conservative ideas. But when it comes to that core fiqh I'm talking about, people may criticize me. This is going on YouTube as well. But anyways, I don't care. I'm here to give you the truth, right? If you look at the fiqh, they say ihtiyat. As soon as they say ihtiyat, that means there's some sort of loophole, unfortunately. And I mean, the marajis are not, because the marajis are also very sincere. They may say, no, it's haram. They will say, no. It's better because I have to answer Allah. I cannot say that something that is halal, I'm making it haram for no reason. I say ihtiyat wajib. I don't want to express my opinion. I will say karahat or something, based on what you're saying this, based on that conservatism. At a given time, the Ahl Kitab were najis. But today, Ayatollah Sistani said, no, Ahl Kitab okay. Right? The fiqh have that ability of developing. Ijtihad, that's what ijtihad means. It's progressive fiqh. Right? So, all of these things are there. Possible. Karahat, makruh, ihtiyat. But the famous Maraji may say that, no, you cannot. All they will say ihtiyat, for example. But if you go to the bottom of it, right, they say, oh, okay, you are, for example, with Ahl Kitab, you cannot do permanent marriage, but temporary marriage, okay. Or temporary marriage, okay, but if you have a wife as a Muslimah, you cannot bring somebody on top of a Muslimah. They bring these type of reasonings for not promoting. Because promotion, somehow, if there be some sort of lucidity, it will be Fatiha. We have to, so that's why I'm saying, I'm giving you both picture. That possibility, okay, it's there. That doesn't mean, we go outside, alcohol is there. Nobody is stopping me. Nobody can stop me. I can do it. I can go to nightclub, nobody's stopping me. Freshman year, university, first year, how it is, peer pressure, so on. So I could do it. Who's watching me? I'm in a different city, completely. Nobody knows me. I don't have anybody. But the point is inside, that consciousness. That is the tarbiyat. That is the feel of the community. The care of Hussein. That is being Hussein. That is being, Abbasi, the loving Abu Fazl Abbas. That has to be there. So that it starts from young age, because these young ones are very sincere. They don't like these sort of, oh, it's okay, there's no. Clear, it is there, okay, there. But this is not the route. We shouldn't be going this way. This is not right. This is principally wrong from a ethical, moral, community-wise point of view. And we are mature enough not to do that. We give the money to the child to go outside, we say no smoking. Although the child, we trust should be there. That tarbiyat should be there. It's very important. Because, obviously I'm not going to give you names. There's Safi Gul Paigani, there's Zanjani, all of the famous Marajis. I have fatwas and all that. I've done my research to some extent because time is not allowing, but I just spoke on a principle level, on a very basic level, right? So tonight's, in conclusion, that interfaith is very important. But prior to that, educating ourselves with other people's faith. We may go say, oh, you do this. Masalan, he will laugh at you. No, actually it's not that, it is this. We'll be like, oh really? Oh, okay. Now I will have my weakness in me. Well, it makes sense, in a way. No, we have to understand, and we exchange and we speak and we see how sincerely that they themselves express. They are doing it for Allah as well, for God, their sincerity, their charity, which requires that appreciation, right? And through this, it will get rid of those attacks by materialism that is taking place. Churches are empty. Why? The education system that is out there. Philosophy is not being taught in schools. Darwinism, by the time our kids graduate, they finish their A-level, their thinking is a Darwinist thinking. Right? We come from apes and monkeys, and if that's there, that materialism is there, right there, right? Attack on Copernicus and the old system, the Christian system that the earth is the center of the universe. It's changed because of the advancement of knowledge and science, the empirical science, so on and so forth. That is there too. So that when we have that interfaith, we will learn with each other, help them in faith. Ta'awun al-birr wa taqwa wa la ta'awun al-ithmi wal-idwan. cooperate with each other in bir, in goodness, and in taqwa, in God-wariness. That Christian is a God-wary person. Is a very, if you just go to some of these, I went with one of my, with Sheikh Shumali once up north in York. Look at their timing of the monks. Before 2 hours before Fajr, they come in the church to read, and then they go sunrise. It's continuously they are like in the state of reciting and praying in their church, right? Which the Quran talks about it. It says, we never prescribe them. This intense sort of spirituality which they have, we never prescribe them as that, right? But they do it, for the sake of Allah. They are doing it. They're thinking it's for Allah, right? Okay, I appreciate that, and speak about it, talk about it, right? So this is very important for our future generation, as we are living in a place where we need to ta'awun al-birri wa taqwa. The problems are the same. The problems of drugs, the problems of guns, the problems of racism, the problems of lack of education, the problems of the youth that is out there, few numbers and letters and whatnot. Same problems everywhere, and they are facing it, right? So many letters being added one after the other. I don't know where it will reach to, right? So everything you say something, oh, what is this, So therefore, you got to be. They are also, the Christian families are also facing the same thing. The Jews, the Hindus, they are also facing. So it will be a good idea to have that openness and discussion where we could discuss, inshallah. And this was the methodology of the Prophet and the Ahl Bayt alayhimus salam as well. Why Imam Hussain would go to Wahab? Does Imam Hussain does not know he's a Christian? No. Why he would go to Zuhair? Does Imam Hussain does not know that he's a Sunni? He knows. He himself walks there. He himself goes there. Right? He made that dialogue. He made that, relationship. He created that relationship. And they saw that truth, and they will see the truth. And if we have that truth with us, and we know we have that truth, we know how God and Tawheed is in. I had a friend who did his PhD. Sorry, I'm taking too much of your time. His name is Toby Howard. You can Google him. And when I was in Birmingham, we used to have a lot of meetings. He was a priest, and then he became secretary to Archbishop of Canterbury at that time, I think here. He wrote his PhD in Azadari of Hyderabad. He was in Hyderabad for 4 years. So he would come to my house to have khatti dal. So we used to make khatti dal. So a very good man. So he would say to me that when I need peace, I read Saif Sajjadiya. It gives me peace. Although he's a priest. Right? He says Saif Sajjadiya is the book that I love to read. Right? The Zubur of Ali Muhammad. That is Imam Sajjad. So when we have that, why we need to fear? Right? The fourth Imam. And that's how he introduced, because the amount of zulm on Ahl Bayt alayhimus salam was so much that if they speak about anything, they would be persecuted. The name of Ali was difficult to be there in Muslim community, right? When they were attacking Ali Akbar, they were saying, because your name is Ali, we are attacking you more. Right? We are here in animosity of Ali. That's how it was. That Fatima the same. That's why Imam Hussain was introducing himself not as a son of Ali on the day of Ashura. He said, I'm the son of Fatima. Look at the khutbah. He never said, I'm the son of Ali. Usually Arabs, they say, I'm the son of Ali, Ali ibn Abi Talib. But he said, I'm the son of Zahra, who is the daughter of Rasulullah. That's how he introduced. Right? So Imam Sajjad the same way. It was so difficult for him. But he used Saif Sajjadiya. He used the du'as to talk about what Tawheed is. The reality of Tawheed. Nabuwat, and the importance of Imamat and Wilayat, and the hereafter and Qiyamah. He talks about the spirituality through du'as. They say, I was listening to one of the, reciter scholars was reciting that the Rawi reports that the caravan is going. And in this caravan, there is a young fragile man whose hands are tied and is in chains, and the chain in the neck is so much that he's bleeding, and he's barefooted, and he's walking on thorns, and the caravan stops. And when the caravan stops, he says that I saw a little girl running, and then this man, because he cannot take his thorns from his feet, this little girl is pulling the thorns from the feet. This was Ruqayya, this was Sakina, who was taking the thorns from the feet of Imam Sajjad alayhi salam. It was so difficult for Imam Sajjad alayhi salam. When the caravan went into the courtyard of Yazid, Zainab does not want to go inside. They started whipping Imam Sajjad alayhi salam. And then Imam Sajjad said, "Oh aunt, please, we should." The amount of pain. Look at the intensity of pain on Imam Sajjad. This jumla is very strange to me. It was always, till I asked my teacher. He said, Imam Sajjad says, "Kash meri maa mujhe paida na karti." He says, "I wish my mother would have given me birth." An Imam saying that, it's very difficult, it's very hard for him, that I wish I wasn't. That's why he says the musibat was asham. It's very difficult. Why? Because in the middle of the courtyard of Yazid, people, men, everybody there, non-Muslim, everybody there, and Zainab without hijab. Imagine the name of Zainab being taken. Zainab bint Ali, come in front of all the people. We will not take our sisters and our mothers and our wife name in public. The name of Zainab. How difficult. It doesn't finish here. One man's moved forward and looks at Sakina and says, "Can I buy her?" That's the time Fizza moves forward and says, "What have you? You know who is this? This is the granddaughter of Rasulullah." And that prison of Sham, where Sakina cries because she has seen her father in the dream and she wants father. And as it disturbs, everybody started crying. They said, "Why?" Because Sakina is crying. What does she want? She's saying, "Father, send the head of father." Imagine the head of Hussain in the prison of Sham, been brought in a tray. And when Sakina takes this, she started speaking, "Oh Father, have they given you water before they slaughtered you?" She did not mention anything about her first. There's a poetry where she speaks to the father in that fashion, in a marsiya. She says, "Oh Father, have they given you water? Oh Father, what happened to Ali Akbar? Oh Father, look what they have done to Ali Asghar." After mentioning all of that, she says, "Oh Father, after you left us, they burnt our tents." "Oh Father, after you left us, you said the orphan should be treated nicely and kindly, but these people treated me in the opposite. They were slapping me and they were beating me. Oh Father, they snatched my earrings as well." While speaking to the father, Sakina sits down and moves no more. Zainab says, "Oh Sajjad, look at Sakina." Sajjad sits down in those chains and shakes the shoulder of Sakina, and he says, "Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un." Sakina is no more. In that very prison, we haven't seen any riwayat which says that the ghusl or kafan was given. In that burned kurta, that shirt which was burned, in that very prison, Sakina is being buried by Imam Sajjad alayhi salam, a small grave in Sham. Allah lanatullah ala qawm az-zalimin sayalamun alladhina zalamu ayyam munqalibin yanqalibun bi Fatimata wa abiha wa ba'liha wa baniha wa sirr al-mustawdi'a fiha bi'adad ma ahata bihi ilmuk. Hazrat Sakina, the daughter of Imam Hussain, is also known as Babul Hawaij. She is also Babul Hawaij. Today is Friday, day of Amwat. All marhumin, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive all of their sins and increase their daraja and bring them closer to Imam Hussain alayhi salam in barzakh and hereafter, and mahshur them with Ahl Bayt alayhi salam. Be Sakina salamullah alayha, Ya Allah, 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 Ya Allah. یا رحمان یا رحیم یا مقلب القلوب ثبت قلوبنا علی دینک یا قاضی الحاجات یا کافی المہمات انک علی کل شیء قدیر. ماتم حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین
یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا
حسین
یا حسین
یا حسین
یا حسین
یا
یا حسین. کربل کی کہانی جب کوئی بھی سنائے گا، ارے دل والوں کی آنکھوں سے ایک دریا بہائے گا. وہ قافلہ سرور کا جس شان سے نکلا تھا، ارے صغرا کو خبر کیا تھی، نہ لوٹ کے آئے گا. زہرا زہرا پر سال و 72 کا، زہرا زہرا پر سال و 72 کا. ٹوٹی ہے کمر شہ کی گھبرانا نہیں اکبر، ٹوٹی ہے کمر شہ کی گھبرانا نہیں اکبر، ٹوٹی ہے کمر شہ کی گھبرانا نہیں اکبر، ٹوٹی ہے کمر شہ کی گھبرانا نہیں اکبر. فرزند نبی تیری میت اٹھائے گا، زہرا زہرا پر سال و 72 کا، زہرا زہرا پر سال و 72 کا. سوتے ہی نہ تھے اصغر جھولے میں تڑپتے تھے، سوتے ہی اصغر جھولے میں تڑپتے تھے، سوتے ہی نہ تھے اصغر جھولے میں تڑپتے تھے، ہی نہ تھے اصغر جھولے میں تڑپتے تھے. مادر کو خبر کیا تھی ایک تیر سلائے گا، زہرا زہرا پر سال و 72 کا، زہرا زہرا پر سال و 72 کا. پامال ہوا قاسم جب گھوڑوں کی ٹاپوں سے، پامال ہوا قاسم جب گھوڑوں کی ٹاپوں سے، پامال ہوا قاسم جب گھوڑوں کی ٹاپوں سے، پامال ہوا قاسم جب گھوڑوں کی ٹاپوں سے. کس طرح چچا تیری میت اٹھائے گا، زہرا زہرا پر سال و 72 کا، زہرا زہرا پر سال و 72 کا. تھا ہاتھوں کے کٹنے کا کچھ غم نہ دلاور کو، تھا ہاتھوں کے کٹنے کا کچھ غم دلاور کو، تھا ہاتھوں کے کٹنے کا کچھ غم نہ دلاور کو، تھا ہاتھوں کے کٹنے کا کچھ غم نہ دلاور کو. میدانیوں کا پردہ اب کون بچائے گا؟ زہرا زہرا پرسال و بہتر کا، زہرا زہرا پرسال و بہتر کا، حسین 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 چادروں کا نام سن کر رو پڑی بنت علی شام کے دربار میں، چادروں کا نام سن کر رو پڑی بنت علی شام کے دربار میں، واہ جابا کہہ رہی تھی سیدہ کی لاڈلی شام کے دربار میں، چادروں کا نام سن کر رو پڑی بنت علی شام کے دربار میں، کرسیوں پر قاتلان شاہ تھے بیٹھے ہوئے، سایہ دیوار میں تھے سب حرم لیکن کھڑے، باوفا کو ڈھونڈتی تھی دختر شیر جلی شام کے دربار میں، چادروں کا نام سن کر رو پڑی بنت علی شام کے دربار میں، چادروں کا نام سن کر رو پڑی بنت علی شام کے دربار میں، شمر دیکھا تو سکینہ سہم کر رونے لگی، شمر ہو جا دور فضا چیخ کر کہنے لگی، خوف سے مرجھا رہی ہے باغ عصمت کی کلی شام کے دربار میں، چادروں کا نام سن کر رو پڑی بنت علی شام کے دربار میں، تشت میں بابا کے سر پر جب پڑی اس کی نظر، اپنے زخموں کی رہی نہ پھر سکینہ کو خبر، دوڑتی بابا کی جانب لاڈلی بیٹی چلی شام کے دربار میں، چادروں کا نام سن کر رو پڑی بنت علی شام کے دربار میں، کون ہے زینب پکارا جس گھڑی فرعون شام، ہائے غربت کہہ کے اٹھا تھا میرا قیدی امام، اشک خون کے رو رہا تھا شاہ کا بیٹا علی شام کے دربار میں، ہاتھ دھو کر رو رہا تھا شاہ کا بیٹا علی شام کے دربار میں، چادروں کا نام سن کر رو پڑی بنت علی شام کے دربار میں، حکم حاکم نے سنایا مار دو بیمار کو، اس جگہ ہی قتل کر دو قافلہ سالار کو، گر پڑی عابد کے اوپر ہائے نازوں کی پلی شام کے دربار میں، ہم کا نام سن کر رو پڑی بنت علی شام کے دربار میں،
یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین مولا حق امام یا حسن یا حسین مولا حق امام یا حسن یا حسین شبیر کی وہ لاڈلی شبیر کی وہ لاڈلی سینے پہ جو شاہ کے پلی سینے پہ جو شاہ کے پلی جس کی ابا بن میں جلی جس کی ابا بن میں جلی منہ پر تماچوں کے نشان مولا حق امام یا حسن یا حسین 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 ہر محمد والے محمد بلند تلوار السلام علیک یا ابا عبداللہ السلام علیک یا ابن رسول اللہ السلام علیک یا نبی اللہ السلام علیک یا ابن امیر المومنین وابن سید الوسین السلام علیک یا ابن فاطمۃ الزہراء سیدۃ النساء العالمین السلام علیک یا شہداء کربلا و اسیران کربلا و